Hello everyone, and welcome back to another zoo tour. My name is Leaf, and it's so great to be with you guys here today. So, I wanted to get back to zoo tours. I felt like we haven't done one in a while. The last one we did was Emerald Moss Zoo. I really hope you guys check that one out because it was so inspirational. But today, I'm feeling a little bit cold. It's nice and chilly outside, but I'm still pining for some nice warm weather. So without further ado, we're going to be checking out Bacon Play's Arizona Adventure Park. So without further ado, let's check it out. Right off the bat, there is so much to take in, my friends. We're greeted by a beautiful sign mixed with this nice red rock texture. I've had the pleasure of visiting kind of like Arizona, Nevada, New Mexico, all that kind of area. Not too long ago, definitely a while ago, but what I remember are the beautiful red canyons of that area, and having that kind of be represented right here. Please stop running next to me, ma'am. Having that represented right over here is just really awesome to see. And already the integration of water is something that I'm so excited to see happens throughout this entire zoo. Now, of course, there is the adventure tour. This is going to take place on a monorail, of course. I don't think I'll be covering that in this video in particular. I want you guys to go check out Bacon Play's channel. He is right there in the description down below. He's an incredible creator. Please check out all 52, I believe 53 episodes of Arizona Adventure Park. It's a really awesome series, and I really hope you guys are able to check that out. But looking at this shot right here, I'm already noticing some very cool stuff. He took the time to even do these little animal paw prints that kind of like guide you throughout, I guess, up until the adventure tour area. So that is just really awesome to see. Love to see all those tiny little details. Another thing I can always appreciate is a nice big entrance building. Oh my gosh, and this one is just gorgeous to begin with. Just seeing these nice big pillars, this feels exactly like what you would get in Arizona, because I'm gonna get out of here for a little bit. In Arizona, you don't have too much snowfall, which is very helpful if you're trying to make a nice modern looking building. So you don't need to do any sloped roofs or anything like that. You could easily get away with doing these nice flat tops, and it looks super incredible. Even though he didn't really decorate these up here, you don't really need to, because it kind of gets implied that there's stuff up there. But it's so gorgeous to begin with. And popping in over here, you can see that we already have some amenities. We have an information booth over here. I'm sure that we have ticket booths and like merchandise. Yep, we have just a memento right there. Very awesome to see that stuff. But I'm gonna pop over here into my explore mode, and we'll check out our first animal. Now, normally an animal that you kind of find halfway through a zoo or something like that, I love it whenever binturongs take the center stage. They're a really unique animal. A lot of people don't really know about these guys, and having them be up front and center is something that I always love to see. It's a really awesome animal, and this habitat is gorgeous as well. The fact that Bake went ahead, do you mind if I call you Bake? I'm gonna call you Bake. Or should I call you Play, since you're playing this time around? But the fact that you went ahead and kind of made all these beautiful anti-climbing, kind of like climb preventers. Words are escaping me right now, but you just absolutely nailed it. And this habitat is so beautiful and so lush as well. You could even see one of the binturongs coming out of their holding over there. Oh my gosh. I love the fact that it's a circle right there. And we're going to pop out over here and check out their interior. This is the kind of stuff I love to see. Just having this beauty all be represented over here. Not only on the outdoor habitat, but on the indoor habitat as well. Really, really captures the charm of kind of like where an animal would need to go if it gets too hot out. Maybe this is like climate controlled or something like that. Maybe it gets too cold. I know typically Arizona can get kind of cold, even, you know, considering that's kind of like a desert. I'm very happy to see this stuff. And the fact that they have their own little climbing frames in here, it's just the icing on the cake. Look at him come in. That's so cute. So I guess we're going to be taking our left route over here. Normally I like to swing over towards the left so it kind of works out. But we could see we already have our lemur islands right over here. Oh my gosh, look at that one just jump over there. I guess I'm not just impressed by the lemur island itself, But the viewing opportunities that you guys get for all of these, it really is incredible just to see, I don't know, just how well it works. Just all these beautiful vistas. I'm pretty sure there's other species of lemur in here as well. Yep, I can kind of see those red-ruffed lemurs right there. So it really is super incredible just to see all that come into play. And this is something I always love to see as well, helping the user guide their way through the zoo. The fact that Bacon Play was able to put down these little paw prints for the user itself makes me super happy, so I'm very excited to get started with this tour. Alrighty, I love these unique themes. Normally, I try and subscribe to the idea that zoos don't have to be continentally based. They could be based in all different kinds of things, especially clades, groups, and stuff like that. We're going to get started with Cat's Canyon over here, and I can already tell this one is going to be gorgeous. Already, just the rock work on the side and the habitat on the left, this really goes to show just the level of care and detail that Bacon Play is throwing in here, and just seeing that monorail go up right ahead of us, this is just gorgeous, and I can't wait to see what animal we see first. Not an animal I would normally expect to lead us off, but one that I am very happy to see is the cougar. This is a very beautiful exhibit for these animals, and of course, Bacon Play is taking into account all the realism. He's taken into account the anti-climbing on the tops of the fences over there, as well as giving us a beautiful vista right into like all the buildings back there. Always love to see that kind of like continuation of theming. But this habitat is just gorgeous, and we could even pop over here, see the anti-climbing on this edge as well, just making sure that these cats stay in their little habitat, and it looks like they have all the room in the world to roam around. This is so inspirational. I love to see this. Cougars are found all over North and South America, and it really makes itself known as a beautiful desert species in here, which is always great to see. Following up with that is our friend, the clouded leopard. This is going to be just so gorgeous already. You can see that they even have underwater viewing, which is normally clouded leopards don't really swim, but you see this a lot with like Southeast Asian cat species and such. But this is just a beautiful glimpse into this habitat. And just the fact that there's so many areas for this animal to climb and kind of just explore is always great to see. And the fact that we, as a guest, get two different views is just incredible as well. And seeing this over here, I just want to pop right in here. This is not advised to anyone on the tour. And just see where our little cats are, because these are easily some of my favorites to see in zoos. Just because they're so beautiful and just so much better looking than that on the ground. Well, it seems like it may be a little bit too hot outside for these little kitties, so we're not going to worry too much about them. They have a beautiful habitat, and maybe when you guys download it, you guys can switch on the snow and watch them play around in it. And of course, juxtaposed on the other side of all these beautiful cats is the big one. This one is the Bengal tiger, and these guys have seemingly a very lush and expansive exhibit, which I love to see. You can see they have their little restraining pads, they have their little scratching trees. This is a gorgeous exhibit, and it makes me super happy, especially with the water down here. It just looks incredible, and these sight lines are something to behold. You can see one of these guys poking themselves out right over there. It's always great to see that. And the rock work on the side is just looking spectacular as always. And I just have to say, again, these footprints are really helping me out, because otherwise I would be completely lost. So thank you, Bacon Play. And right over here we have a gorgeous exhibit for the Eurasian lynx, and you know what? I would be... This is an honor, Mr. Lynx. Thank you. I know you held on to that until I came by, but please, thank you so much for that. But no, pooping aside, this is a gorgeous exhibit. Just every single vista in this entire little canyon just feels so much more different than the last, and every habitat feels like it has its own little special thing going on, and it's just always great to see. And especially this little kitty, I always love to see this, is people making these sandbox zoos and still allowing animals to have babies really goes to show just how awesome this game can be. And I don't know, I just really like it. And of course you can see back there, they have a nice little kind of cave area. And they have a little seating area right under here as well. Unfortunately, it's a little too crowded for them to actually use, but that's totally fine. We also have a gorgeous restaurant over here, making good use of that 1.9. Is it 1.9? I really don't remember. Making good use of that update's little restaurant system as well, though. This is really, really awesome just to have. Always love to see this. And it really gives a new dimension to guests, too. I mean, just being able to see your guests kind of like eat and take a break at the zoo, especially with like the new restaurant mechanics and system, it really is just super awesome to see all that come into play, and especially dedicating time and effort into making these nice secluded areas, it's even better. Making our way up here as well, and oh my gosh, I see a beautiful glass piece right there. So let's actually see what is residing in there. Before we do get started with that, though, we have this nice little kind of eating area. And I apologize for the frame rates. My computer has been kind of chugging recently. But this is the Tiger's Deli, and it looks super cute. But what I'm impressed by is this little waterfall feature. It looks super awesome. And like all the plants all together makes me super happy just to see. Of course, the king of the jungle has the palace. Who would have thought? Here we have the African lions in a gorgeous, gorgeous habitat. Look at this. Oh my gosh, I could chill out here all day. And of course, all these cubs looking mighty adorable as ever. Look at these guys kind of just exploring their little habitat. Now, I'm curious to see where mom and dad are. Well, I guess that answers where mom is. But before we do that, it seems that this kind of tour wants us to check out what else we have. Speaking of, we have the jaguar. This is awesome. My favorite big cat to begin with. These guys have a lush habitat. And I'm just very excited whenever I see something like this. You can see just how much detail is in here. Just how much climbing frames are in here. It's just really awesome just to see these animals getting what they deserve. And it's just super beautiful. All these different habitats. Not habitats, but like different biomes and stuff for these little cats. It's super awesome just to see. So it seems like it wants us to kind of make our way down here, which I'm curious about. But it looks like we have a look into the cheetah habitat. And this is pretty damn nice for a cheetah habitat. Very interesting kind of like walkway down here. I really like that, especially like being able to see over the glass over here, and then by the time you're like down here, it gives you like a complete different view. I just find that super awesome. And of course we have the cheetahs in there, just doing their little cheetah thing, just chilling like a cheetah. And of course in here we have another rotunda. Oh my gosh. Now, big in play, I have to say, your use of like circles and like these beautiful, nice little housed areas is just something that I'm inspired by. It's just something that is just so incredible just to see, because you've really nailed kind of like this architectural style. And I just have to say, incredible job so far. And I know there's so much more to check out, but let's continue on, shall we? And of course, we come to the main viewing of the African lions. Oh my gosh. While this habitat really isn't the biggest, I'm not really too offended by it. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous habitat, and it's just displays these animals so well. Just all these different vistas into this habitat is incredible. And on the other side of that habitat, we get another look into the cheetah habitat, and this is expansive. Look at this. Of course, cheetahs need a lot more room to kind of roam around and run around, and these guys get it over here. It's really awesome to see. Just checking all this stuff out. It's so beautiful. And all these tiny little areas for these guys to explore. It's really great. Look at that. This is just awe-inspiring over here. So I'm curious to see what the safari zone is. It seems like we have a lot of interesting animals to check out over here, so this is going to be very cool to see. And I assume this is just kind of like Jeep tour, which again I'm not going to do in this little overview, just because I'm sure Vacant Play has some very wonderful overviews of all those, so please go check out his channel if you are interested in checking these out. But right off the bat, I love this already. Look at this. How it kind of like goes over the path and whatnot. It seems like it's a train, right? Yeah, it's a train. That's even cooler. But look, oh my gosh. Look at these. This is just great. This big food court with like these beautiful big domes. Oh man, that's impressive. And like these little fences down here too. That's great. Admittedly, I'm getting a little distracted, but need not worry. We are seeing some beautiful flamingos over here. This is so unique. Oh my gosh. I don't think I've ever seen flamingos displayed in this way. Kind of like these nice big domes and stuff like that. I assume you can walk into this. So let's kind of continue our way over here. And yes. This is a walk-through aviary, which is always great to see. I really am super impressed by this, just by the size of this dome. Look at this. So, of course, these guys have all the enrichment that they need. And, of course, we even have the little baby flamingos as well, which is always great to have. But this is just super impressive. And getting the glimpse out onto that lake over there. Hello, this is gorgeous. So let's make our way over here. And it seems like we have two very awesome animals to check out. So let's get started. Right off the bat, we have a warthog habitat that is looking very cool. I'm sorry. Okay, this isn't a Vacant Play thing. I just want to say, Frontier. What? What? Are you guys seeing this? Are you guys actually seeing this? This is just a warthog, just not moving at all. The babies don't look at the baby up there. Okay, I'm way too distracted by that. This is a beautiful habitat, I have to say. The African theming is just really incredible by Vacant Play. I'm sorry, I'm just still distracted by, like, the levitating warthogs. Hello? What is happening over there? Okay, that kind of deserves its own video, just, like, I don't know why. But that is super awesome. Really do love this habitat. Let's check out some other stuff. Hopefully it's not levitating. And here we have a beautiful little Asian small-clawed otter habitat. I assume these are meant to be in place of like African clawless otters or something like that, because otters do live in Africa. I'm not sure how many people actually know that, but they have some of the most coolest otter species out there. Spotneck otters, all those kinds of otters. Just really, really wonderful. But this habitat is very beautiful. I love that cypress tree in the back. That's a really nice touch. But this is nice and shady and kind of gives off a good enough effect for, I don't know, just otter habitats. I really do like this. Okay, I walked in this building and I was like, yeah, I assume it's just going to be an otter habitat, but no, we get platypus. Oh my gosh, look at this. This reminds me so much of San Diego Zoo. Not like I've ever been before, but this does it so well. Now, of course, the only thing I will say, this is just a little zoo nerd in me, platypus houses don't really have glass viewing into it. Normally, they're very dark just because platypi are very sensitive to light. But listen, I'm not taking away any points because this is so gorgeous to begin with. And just like all the theming in here. Oh my gosh, I'd love to see it. But you know what? Their outdoor habitat looks beautiful as well. Always happy to see this. This is so Okay. I'm curious. Vacant Play. If you're watching this all the way through, God bless you for dealing with me for this long. But I'm curious about why you put platypus in like the safari area. Just let me know down below because this is actually a really cool idea. I don't know. I really like that. And right across the way, we also get the Nile lechwe. These guys are gorgeous animals, I have to say. I just realized I actually saw these guys back in Tampa. And yeah, it's just super crazy not knowing that you saw an animal that, like, you've associated as rare, and then you kind of figure out that they're real. But yeah, this is a beautiful habitat, not looking at Cerberus, the lechwe, right over there. I feel like since the Wetlands DLC, no one has really dabbled with adding like the mist and the bubbles to the water, but this is a perfect habitat for it. Just everything from the eelgrass kind of surrounding those little breathing roots to the chrysote bushes, because they fit that color so well. This is a beautiful habitat bacon play. Nice work. It seems like we got a rhino coming up. Alright, so even though there isn't a rhino in here right now, I do have to say this is already super awesome. I love seeing indoor rhino areas just because of how unique they can be. Recently I went to the Bronx Zoo and was able to see their rhinos indoors, so that was actually really cool. And this really brings back some of those vibes. You can see that Bacon Play knows exactly how this works with the kind of rhino fencing right up at the front right over there. Really do like to see that. I could just imagine some keeper talks in here. Maybe someone comes in, talks about the rhinos, throws them some food, and so on and so forth. Really do like to see that. Amazing job, buddy. I do have to say, Bacon Play, oh my god, you're really blowing me away with like all these dining areas, all these like kind of kitchen areas and stuff like that. That's really awesome just to see all of that come into play, because I never do that kind of stuff. You guys, even my audience right here who's probably watching this, you guys know how much I dread doing that stuff, but you make it look so nice, so simple, especially with like everything on the walls. It makes it feel so natural and stuff. Really amazing work. Incredible work, if I do say so myself. I think we found where the rhinos are. So obviously these rhinos are in a mixed species habitat with, I believe, what are these little guys? Are they the Thompson's gazelle? Sorry. So obviously they're with the Thompson's gazelle, and I always do love to see these mixed habitats come into play, because it just helps you feel like you're kind of like on a safari or something, seeing like all these different animals together. And this habitat is nothing to sniff your nose up to either. This is a gorgeous vista over here with such beautiful buildings in the background. I mean, look at that stuff back there. Incredible job. And it looks like we have a tortoise habitat too. Very simple. I've just been thinking to myself, I don't really see tortoises all too often. And oh my god, you have an albino. That's actually great. But I don't really see too many tortoise habitats anymore. I feel like they aren't too common, but this is great. And I have to say, this fence work, hello, this is great. Look at that. That is gorgeous work right there. Always do love these vistas of just coming upon like a savanna with a whole bunch of giraffes. It's always incredible. And I will admit, Mr. Bacon Play, you got me right over here. Normally, I'm the person to do this kind of stuff, but you tricked me for a good few seconds thinking the hyenas were actually sharing a habitat with these guys. But no, you actually did a really, really interesting use of the predator-prey dynamic, but you did it head on, which I feel like I never see. So as you make your way throughout here, you could see that, yeah, these habitats are split up by kind of like a ditch in the middle, but you wouldn't think that, because look at the giraffe back there. This is some... I gotta see this from above. I really gotta see this from above. That works so well. Oh my god. You're really thinking outside the box here, sir. This is really awesome just to see. Now, of course, I don't see any holding for your little hyenas, but you know what? I don't really care, because listen, implied realism is like where it's at. This is beautiful though, and the waterfall in the back. Oh man, that's great. I feel like hyenas are always underrated too. I just love seeing these guys kind of explore their habitats. Easily like one of the cooler animals in Planet Zoo, if I do say so myself. Oh my god, the views in this zoo are just incredible. Look at this. I would chill out here all day on this lake. I just want to say that. Of course, we're getting to some monkeys, and I'm hoping that we could see the mandrills over. Oh, I guess we could see the mandrills anywhere. Look at that little crossover. Of course, before we do get there, I just want to point out, we have zebras and gemsbok right on the side, or as the South Africans say, gemsbok. But these guys are looking pretty cool in this exhibit. And of course, we get that safari train right back there, which is always great to see. I think it just passed by. Yep, there it goes. But of course, we can see the mandrill exhibit in all of its glory right over here with the nice little troop of monkeys. I guess, are they apes? No, they're monkeys, right? Are they? I forget what kind they are. I genuinely forget. But no, they're not apes. They're not apes. They can't be apes. I don't know. I don't know anymore. But this is just such a great shot over here. With the beautiful climbing frame in the back and the escape monkey. Guys, some monkey escaped. Please, someone... Can we call someone? Can we call... Is there someone who can help us? What do we do? But no, I think this might be... But no, I think this might be one of my favorite exhibits. Just all these beautiful kind of vistas and the water. And I fell. And of course they also have an indoor playroom as well. Nothing really too hyper decorated, but that's usually how these indoor rooms are. It's just looking pretty nice, and I really like the added touch that they actually have these. I have to say, as someone who does not build big savannas, good on you for making these. Now, of course, we have the Nyala in here, looking mighty beautiful. Nyalas really don't get the attention that they deserve. I feel like they're a really beautiful animal. I just feel like there's not really unique ways of displaying these animals, but sometimes simpler is better, and it's all in the tiny little details. Look at these fences over here that Bacon Play made, just very nice, very simple. And you can see right through them, which I always think helps out for these larger savanna habitats, where the bigger you could actually see the habitat, the better. And unfortunately, it seems like the African wild dogs are not really to be found, except for right over there. There he goes. Yeah, this is our African wild dog habitat for the zoo. Oh my god. But yeah, this is a beautiful African wild dog habitat. I just really love the acacia trees in here because it feels so much more different from the other ones, because it starts to feel a lot more forested than anything else, which I think really helps it along so much more. And again, getting another beautiful vista back over here with just all of these wonderful buildings back there. And of course, we get a nice savanna for both Przewalski wild horses and actually Bactrian camels, which is always kind of cool to see. Really interesting mix over there. Very happy with that because it kind of represents like those savannas of Mongolia. And yeah, it's just looking mighty fine. I love that kind of holding area. Just all those kinds of like lines in there. That's really awesome to see. It looks super beautiful. Leading up after that, we have one of my favorite animals, the scimitar horned oryx. These guys have a mighty fine exhibit, and I really love to see like this huge congregation of them, because it really helps go to show just how much like difference these guys have in terms of their coats. I really like the males. They have this like nice black and white kind of color. Always great to see that come into play. And this is super awesome too. Look at this habitat. Cape buffalo, African elephant, common ostrich, scimitar horned oryx. Oh my gosh, there is so much stuff in here. Now, this is easily one of my favorite parts of Planet Zoo, is just people doing these big mixes and having it look like it just makes sense, and having it look like it just feels so nice. Really do love this vista over here with the big baobab tree right there. And I love seeing the elephants interact with their little babies. It's always super awesome just to see that. Just how big this habitat is. It's incredible. Amazing work. And I have to say, Bacon Play, your tiny little cares to detail and stuff like that does not go unnoticed. I really love this section right over here. I just want to stop and say it. Just really love how much this feels real. I don't know, I like it. So of course we have the indoor to the elephant house, and let's go. Alrighty, this is so smart. Just being able to account for the size of the elephants and make sure that they're not able to get into this part, which is kind of reserved for the rest of the hoofstock in here and kind of like the baby ostriches. I think that is super smart right there. Amazing work. But still, of course, the elephants can have their side of the indoor holding as well. And they even have a bunch of water in here in case they need to cool off or something, which is really awesome to see. And with the elephant house being done, I think that is actually it for this savannah section. So let's kind of continue to follow the path back and find a new area. So we're heading towards the area called Small World. I would start singing to you guys, but I know just how awful that earworm can be. But before we head back over there, we have a nice little look back once again at the Bengal tiger. And yeah, these guys are looking super awesome. I really do love this vista in here. Okay, I love the signage already. Just like the meerkats, the pangolin. Let's check this out. Okay, I love... This feels very Windows to the Wild. I know not too many people will know what that is, but it's just this small area in Stone Zoo with like a whole bunch of windows to like these different habitats. So let's check them out. And I assume most of these habitats, from the looks of it, will have outdoor access, so that's always great to see. I have to say, not too many people actually do build for the Chinese pangolin, but whenever I do see a build for it, always very happy to see it, because it's the only way I'll be feasibly able to see them digitally or in real life. I just love the theming in here. I don't know, the use of like glass panels, it really helps brighten up the builds a lot more, and I just love it. It just feels so nice and open. Now, I will skip through the rest of the habitats in order to look at the outdoor habitat so we can actually see these animals in motion. It seems like the meerkats already got to tunneling right away, and of course there's a whole bunch in here, and it's just super awesome just to see. I love the little mound in the middle of the area. It's just great to see that kind of making its way in here. Now, red pandas in Arizona, I'm not sure how good that would work out, but you know what? I know firsthand putting animals where they're not supposed to go. And this is still really great to see. This is still extremely beautiful, and I just really do love this aviary cage. You did an amazing job on it. And I love the little climbing frames in here too, just everything, even those little boxes. I might need to steal those sometime. Those look really good. Okay, I don't think I've ever seen that Gus interaction before, so I'm stopping very quickly just to see that. The dad took a picture of the family. That was super cute. And of course the little badgers, oh, look at them go. And they even have the little burrow right there. And it works its way so well onto the cliffside, I guess, that it just looks so natural right there. I love seeing that. And of course we have the aardvarks to the right, and I believe right after that it should be the fennec fox. But let's keep on going ahead and see what else there is to find in this zoo. You don't need a spaceship to get to Monkey World. Jesus, that wasn't funny. Okay, even though they aren't monkeys, I love the fact that we have Nile monitors in here. It just looks super awesome. And it's kind of the stuff that you would see in real zoos, where you're trying to, like, you have dedicated sections to specific animals, but there's always a few that kind of sneak their way in there, whether it's for, you know, making the best use of the space or just keeping a consistent narrative. Nile monitors are always super cool. And this habitat is super beautiful too. I mean, all the green in here, that's just incredible. And of course, right over to the right of them, I believe this is gorillas. I don't see any right now, but hopefully we can see them later down in the tour. I have to say, I always do love these nice expansive primate areas, and this chimpanzee habitat just goes to show that for the real. Just seeing how much space these guys have, it's just really awesome, and oh my gosh, I can't wait to see all that stuff over there. Now, okapi over here is something I really like to see. I think I get it. I think it makes sense. Gorillas and chimps and okapi and Nile monitor, this is kind of like a mini Congo section. I really like that. And these guys have a beautiful habitat too. I really do like that faux rock work right up there. Or if it's supposed to be like faux trees, I think that's super interesting. And of course, we got one more view into the actual chimpanzee habitat right over here. Really big. And it makes me super happy just to see that. These guys deserve it. Look at them. Look at them. And of course we have a gorgeous looking Babirusa habitat, but where are our little silly piggies? Where'd they go? Oh, so it's like a mini Indonesia section. This is so cool. I kind of like that. Beautiful sign too. Oh man, just the vistas in here are so beautiful. Let's see if we could get another look at these guys. And of course they were right there, right in the middle. They just look like rocks, so of course we kind of skipped right over them. These guys share their habitat right next to the Komodo dragon, and very much like the Nile monitor habitat, I always do love seeing these kind of large lizard habitats, if that makes sense. Really is super awesome just to see these guys kind of make good use of a lot of land area, which always makes me super happy. I think we actually get to see them interact with the meat over here, which I don't get to see too often, so let's just sit back and watch them actually. Ooh, look at him go. Oh, he pulling on that thing. And of course we have a beautiful looking tapir habitat, and are these my favorite monkeys? These are my favorite monkeys. Yeah, in case if you guys didn't know, proboscis monkeys are like some of my all-time favorite primates. And the fact that they're in here is just super awesome. I really do like seeing that. And of course, there's our beautiful tapir right back there as well. Always love seeing this kind of mix in habitats. It's always super great. And last but not least, we do have the sun bear exhibit, which is really awesome to see. I love the sun bear cub in there. Really nice touch. I also do love that rainbow eucalyptus tree. I never see too many people using it, but whenever you do use it, it's just really awesome. Bacon Play, I think you actually went to Miami recently. You guys can check out his tour of Miami Zoo on his channel. Keep in mind it's in German, so keep a dictionary on hand. But I think you might remember actually seeing the eucalyptus tree in the Oceania section that they had. I always think that's a really awesome touch, and that just reminded me of that, so great job with that. And of course, you just have so many awesome viewing areas for the sun bear, which is great, but I'm excited to see more monkeys now. Now, right over here, we do have bonobos, which are often overlooked for their chimpanzee brothers, but I always love seeing them included in these little sections. It's always great to see. And we could see some of them right over there right now. Look at that. On the other side as well, we also have capuchin monkeys. I feel like these guys don't get a lot of love anymore just because South America's been out for so long that no one really pays attention to them anymore, so it's kind of sad, but always love to see these guys included with the rest. Right over here, it seems like we're also supposed to get siamang, so let's continue on the tour and check them out. Just seeing these little houses for the siamangs is so freaking cute. I love this. And yeah, while they don't exactly have the brachiation frames, I don't really think that's too much of a bad thing. I just really love seeing these guys get a big exhibit with orangutans too. Oh, that is pretty awesome right over there. That's I'm sorry, you made these with the Arctic wood set? That is awesome. Oh my gosh, I never would have thought of using that for kind of like Southeast Asia. That kind of works so well. Now guys, I must admit, I have to get going relatively soon, so I'm going to turn this tour into turbo mode, and we're going to kind of blast through the rest. But you can see our gorillas right over there making their nice little jumps all over the place. Always great to see that. And this indoor area is so gorgeous as well, really inspired. Of course, all these indoor areas have day rooms for all of your lovely primates in here. So it's just really awesome just to see this level of detail being taken into account for these guys. Now, unfortunately, that's all I have time for, my friends, for today, but please check out Bacon Plays Arizona Adventure Park in the description down below. Please check out his channel as well. He is so close to 1,000 subscribers, and I want to make sure he sees that before the end of the year. Thank you guys so much for watching. I can't wait to see you all in the next episode. Take care and have the most wonderful of wonderful days. Bye-bye now.